Hi Stampers, welcome back to Did You Stamp Today with Amanda Mertz. Today we're going to make a quick thank you card or birthday card using Party Puffins, and super cute set, and we'll also be using a little bit of the Hostess paper, what is it called? Pattern Party. So we're going to be using the stripe side on our card today, and this is a super fast card. It's great for beginners. If you're a new demonstrator, it's a great one to use to show off a few supplies without having too many things out at once. So we're going to use the Stamparatus to get a nice dark image. And I don't use the Stamparatus a lot, honestly, but it does come in handy for a lot of things. And adding extra ink to get a nice dark image is certainly one of them. Maybe a little bit more. You can keep doing this many times. We do get a little bit spoiled with the foam pads, and when we have to go back to the fabric pads like Memento, sometimes we don't get quite the look that we're used to. So we're all set with that one. Put that away. Do a little bit of coloring with our regular old Stampin' markers. And let's see, I think we're going to, what I want to do, use my brush tip. We're going to color in the hat, Granny Green. And some Coastal Cabana. And Mango Melody for part of the beak. And Daffodil Delight for the rest of the beak and the legs. Just get those feet colored in. And normally we could just cut this out with any circle that you use. Die cut, circle punch. I'm using the retired 2.5-inch punch just because it's quick and easy, and I did this for a class. And I had to take all my supplies to another location, so I was trying to travel light. So whatever kind of circle situation you use to cut your circles. Actually, first we're going to, let's stamp our candles, because we're going to use the candle stamp. We're going to do that. Kind of go, let's see if we can do that. We're also going to stamp the candles. I'm just going to do them off the side a little bit here too. There we go. So I can keep my scrap paper here in the background nice and clean for you. And I'm going to go back here. We're just going to, just because we can, you could leave this part off to make it even quicker. But it's nice to have a few birthday cards in your stash that didn't take a really long time to make, that you can send out at a moment's notice when you've looked at your calendar and totally forgotten what day it is, and see that you need to have one in the mail yesterday. And I'm just highlighting a little bit on the candles and the hat with some Wink of Stella. That's a really easy way too to add a nice sparkly detail without having a whole lot of supplies. Oh, let me do these too. Let's bring a little bit more sparkle to the edge of the card front. A couple of these candles will get covered up, but that's okay. I wanted to have more than just the 3 in the corner. So here's our Pattern Party Designer Series paper. This is a nice cheerful striped pattern. I'm just going to line it up almost to the edge, not quite flush with the edge, and the card base is Coastal Cabana as well, so that matches. We've got that in the striped paper, but you could easily switch it out. You can make a whole stack of these using all different color card bases, leaving everything else the same. Put my insert in, and you can find all these supplies on my Stampin' Up website. And you can find that in my YouTube bio. There's links in there to my store and my blog and my Instagram and all that good stuff. So you can see all sorts of things that I'm working on. Now for the last thing, let's do a nice sentiment here. We've got Make a Wish. We're going to ink that up also in Coastal Cabana. Then using our trusty paper snips, we're just going to snip Make a Wish apart. We're going to trim them down a bit. This is a fun way you could do this, stamp them in different colors a few times and get a multicolored look. It's a nice way to change the way a sentiment is on the stamp. Like, you don't need to cut the stamp apart to do this, just stamp it and then cut the image apart. Add a couple mini dimensionals here, and then the A is very skinny, so I always like to just snip a little, and then you've got a perfect. These edge pieces are great for snipping into narrower strips for like flower stems and flower leaves that you want to pop up, but they just might not be big enough for a full dimensional, so you can do a nice strip. Here we're just going to pop them up right next to our little puffin. I could get that one off. Slide that stuff aside, and here we go. Make a wish. There we go. That's our finished card. Thanks so much for coming. Hope to see you again soon. Like and subscribe to get some notifications when I post a new project. Leave a comment if you have any questions or whatever you want to say. Thanks for coming today.